we are going to be going on to watch match D now. Matiz versus Master. Master, as you may know, is also known as Neptunio, which may be the name that you're more familiar with him under. But he prefers to be called Master, so I hear.
Does he?
Well, I
in that case,
so.
if he prefers Master, I'll call him Neptunio.
I think Neptunio would enjoy the spirit of that comment.
So are we going straight into this, or are we having the fabled 5-minute break between?
No, a 5-minute break between rounds, not between matches.
Right,
so the player's getting a 5-minute break between each of these rounds. So
we're still in the quarterfinals, of course. I was looking forward to my break.
No, I'm afraid, no break for you. Only break for players. We are here for the duration, people.
Oh dear. Okay, let's get straight into this then. So we are now through into bracket D of the quarterfinals of the Evil Twins finals round, and you are watching a cast by Quitch and TheWrongCat from esports.com.
And we are going to be seeing Matiz against Peg Master even. Once again on Berg in this first game. So let's see if this plays out similarly with a lot of bolos in this patch, or if we're going to be seeing the infamous Docs rush that's seen in the previous patch.
The fabled Hawkins snipe.
I don't think. Well, you never know. You never know. But we see
stranger things have happened.
Not much stranger. We're seeing already two. Well, actually, it's hard to tell what Neptunio is doing with this enormous queue, but two rather different openings. We're going to see docks into air by Master, and we're seeing all vehicles from Matiz.
Lots and lots of vehicle factories being queued up there.
Now, I believe that Neptunio is relatively unfamiliar with this patch. He has just returned from a holiday, so his experiences with the previous patch, he was doing some quick catch-up today. Matiz, I think, has been doing a little practice, and is connecting to us from a hotel somewhere, as he's off to watch a StarCraft 2 tournament.
Oh, blimey.
Yeah, thankfully, he has managed to find a connection to be with us here today.
Excellent. Well, so we've got one who's just come back from holiday, one who's off on holiday. This is quite the leisurely team here. The leisurely duo. And let's just hope that Neptune has recovered enough from his sunstroke to be able to play.
Committed enough to make it here today. I think that's not half bad at all. And we see
it's a shame that he's gone to go watch a StarCraft tournament rather than a PA tournament, though, wouldn't you say?
Well, he's partaking in the PA tournament instead. Both players choosing to go for a 2-fabber opening, going for relatively similar in terms of how they're managing their eco. And I think this is an opening we're going to see quite often. A couple of mechs, 3 energy, one first factory, some eco, and then into the second factory. And I think we're going to probably see that that's going to be a standard opening for this patch.
It does seem to be a fairly sort of consistent, at least even if it's not the exact order, I don't think it's quite been agreed on yet, but the general theme of having a little bit of production and a little bit of eco, I think, has been fairly prevalent through everything we've seen so far.
A very ambitious vehicle factory planned out here behind Matiz's base. I'm not sure what's queued that up, but certainly some things think it's going to get a factory out there.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's going to be building that, but yeah, more power to them. But we see Neptunio trying to make a move here with his docks around the back, playing the Berg style that I recognise. Aggressive docks play around the back, take out the expansions, keep them contained.
That fabricator's going to get dropped on. That was unlucky. He just got caught by that bomber, just come around and dropped a payload on his head. So that is the expansion of that particular fabricator done for today.
Well, I have to say I favour Master's style on this map. I like the docks play. I think with the 2 entrances, how far apart they are from one another. If you play with docks, you just keep attacking from both sides. You keep a tank player on the back foot. They're never quite sure where to defend, and you can just come in with your full numbers. It can work out really well.
Unfortunately, that vehicle factory behind Matiz's base has now been cancelled.
No, it's back again.
It's back.
It's just come back. If that goes down, Cola Colin will be so happy. It will be a genuine proxy move.
What is this? That looks like a fabric. Oh, he's been dropped there. Okay, I thought he was going to pick him up and take him over there in a Pelican to go and build the factory.
Well, no, unfortunately, he hasn't. He's sitting idle after that rather nice move with the Pelican, which is an excellent way to grab that expansion around the back there. Yeah, definitely.
Wasted, unfortunately.
Yes, he's losing some valuable seconds right now when he could be taking a nice metal lead at this point.
Timing is everything in the early game, particularly at this level. Having a very, very early expansion opportunity gives you more metal to play with, more metal to continue expanding with, and lets you not snowball, something else.
There was a thought there. The thought was lost.
It was, I'm afraid.
Well, we see Master scouting around the back of the planet now, just to see if Matiz has started to expand up there. As we know, Matiz loves the macro game. He's not a micro player. He will just try and outpower you in terms of economy. Master, on the other hand, I believe, does enjoy a bit more of micro. But unfortunately, that Faber still idle over on the side there.
We've got some raiding now going on at the back of the base with some air units here trying to take out these metal extractors here. Oh, unfortunately, some bombers just taken out in that conflict there. Running over some AA. The remaining bomber is going to probably be taken out here as he flies over the remaining. Oh, there's no AA in that one, is there? Okay,
no, he's managed to pick off a Faber and he might get the second one. The fight is coming in. Oh, takes it out just in time. Saves a Faber. But Matiz really starting to look rather contained by this aggressive combination of docks and air that Master's going for. It's working out rather nicely. A shame he still hasn't used that Faber at the back to take those mechs.
That would have been such a good play as well, but now we can just sort of sit here and chuckle at him for having left it there for so long.
Yeah,
he may as well have walked at this point.
I think, as Neptunia would approve, learned to play scrub. Yes. But no, I think Matiz is looking a little on the back foot here, but he's just slowly starting to move out with some groups of tanks, and as long as he can get them out in positions, there's no reason he can't come back. Tank play tends to be a little behind at first, but as long as you can get the tanks out there, start owning some of those metal spots, then you're in good shape still.
Speaking of owning metal spots, we now see Pagmaster starting to pull into the lead. He's finally sprung into life at the back here, claiming those 3 metal there. And expansion-wise, around the rest of the planet, he seems to be very decisively in the lead. Matiz is, as you say, these early fabricator snipes have done a fantastic job of keeping him contained, slowing down his expansion. Another fabricator just taken out now, right there, as he was about to head in here into the middle and claim these 4 metal points. So again, very aggressive play, performing exceptionally well for Neptunio here.
Absolutely. Well, Matiz is making some plays around the back here, starting to work his way through the metal spots that Master had taken, and he's going for a rather wide flanking maneuver. Master, in the hand, just punching into the base with some tanks right now. No anti-air in there.
No, that was a mistake, unfortunately. A lot of players neglect, particularly in the early game, to have anti-air in amongst their armies. Matiz now starting to catch up on metal.
Yes, the tank play, look on the back foot at first, but as long as you can hold your own, don't lose too much of your metal on the outskirts, you're still in good shape. He hasn't been contained, or Master rather making a rather aggressive maneuver with his commander here, just going to push right out. Oh, in actual fact, we see Matiz doing the same. Matiz loves his aggressive commander play.
And now we see some walls queued up and a turret.
Well,
this could be interesting.
That's very exposed for Matiz. He needs to get those walls up quickly. But if he can bring his tanks, he's
going straight through. There goes an Ubercat, and he's hiding back behind his walls now.
We're going to see the Maginot line built up here as both of them start getting their walls up. The turrets are going up. We'll see the pelters, and then someone's going to flank through, Belgium.
All right, so this is this is just going to. Oh, look at this! It's just the 2 commanders just sat here building walls between one another. This is magical, and the commander's now walking out from behind the walls there.
It's a mistake with that turret there. That's
he doesn't want to get anywhere near that thing. He wants to be very cautious about what he does with that.
Really well placed turret there by Matiz. That's gonna
great Uber cannon as well.
Yeah, this is Matiz's bread and butter. This kind of commander dueling. This is the play that he loves. The last time I saw him face Jaegs in a tournament, he managed to turn a game around with this kind of play.
Both players now focusing the majority of their micro on here. Obviously, it's very high stakes. When your commander's out on the front line like this, you cannot afford to look away for a second. I am going to look away for a second and just quickly check around the rest of the map and actually see that Matiz has done a good job of cleaning up a lot of expansion and is now pulled ahead in eco because he's taken out most of Neptunio's raiding and expansions.
Well, we're seeing Neptunio starting to bring some boom bots down. He's clearly going to look to see for any hint of weakness in Matiz's position so he can swarm with boom bots. I don't think he's going to find one. And they are quite literally building up a line of walls against one another here. But I don't think Master's going to be able to hold this position like this.
Yeah, from having had a very, very commanding position, he's put in all of his efforts into this one confrontation, and I think that has really, really cost him because he's had to focus all of his micro on keeping his commander on the front line. He's actually not done a very good job of it either. His commander is down to 60% against Matiz, who has got 100%, and he's put him back out the front line again, out from behind his walls. I don't know what he's doing with it.
Well, unfortunately, I think Matiz managed to win the air, so the docks that Master had running around the map have slowly been whittled down, and it's left Matiz free to just sort of roll around the map with his tanks, just picking off fabs if he finds them, taking out the expansions. Now he's made this strong push in the centre, which is going to give him the 4 mechs there in the middle, and Master is really.
He might not even need
trouble.
those. Master's really, really overcommitted to that attack. That was a big mistake. He's just lost everything else all around the map. Has just gone because he was focusing all of his energies on that one battle.
Yeah, we see that Matiz now has a substantial lead in army. No fabbers for Master whatsoever. Matiz has 10, Master has no fabbers.
They've all been taken out in these raids, and the commander taking more damage in the middle here. I think that Neptunio probably knows that the jig is up on this one.
I think we're going to see this is... Well, if Matiz isn't careful, he needs to pull back though, because those... If Master's perhaps being a little more cautious with his boom bots, he could merely have made Matiz pay for that push, that unsupported push with the commander there. But unfortunately, the boom bots have all been picked off at some point. Bit of a shame. And Matiz, it looks like he's trying to bring back the Infernadeer with his Grenadier and Inferno approach. I think he's going to find that's not going to work. Grenadiers have been buffed. Grenadiers still suck. We
can now see Matiz has just gone around the map, and whilst all this has been happening, he's been able to look around the rest of the map, continue expanding, and Neptunio has just been putting everything into this, and it's been completely fruitless for him. Matiz taking a few hits here, can have his commander out in front of the walls. Not anything too sizable so far.
Well, while that was going on, Master just lost his entire air force. It wasn't GG. He has no options at this point, and that's a very quick, very convincing win for Matiz. Once again, just
mistakes were made there. Just mistakes, big mistakes made from a commanding lead, which Neptunio had a commanding lead on that game. He just made mistakes and threw it.
No, absolutely. He started very strongly. Really used his docks to shut things down. I think he gave away the air game to Matiz too easily, and I think that may be what cost him. He didn't do well in that push in the centre. Matiz got there first. Matiz and those turrets, I think, were a real turning point there.
Absolutely.
But by giving the air game across to Matiz as well, he allowed Matiz to just take out all of Neptunio, all of Master's hard-earned expansion points, and
I think what really cost that one is that Matiz, as we know, has a phenomenal amount of APM at his disposal. And the guy has got incredible map awareness and the ability to do so many things at once. And Neptunio has an impressive quantity of that as well. But I think Matiz showed there that his StarCraft experience and his ability to look at and do so many things at once really, really allowed him to he was able to do that confrontation in the middle and continue expanding around the rest of the map as well. Whereas Neptunio had everything focused on that one battle, and he was just let everything else slip by the wayside.
Yeah, Matiz is infamous for being... He is one of those omnipotent players. He's everywhere. You never surprise him. Nothing's ever idle. If you're attacking him in one place, he's expanding in 2 other places, which is very much a StarCraft thing. But he's... Yeah, just phenomenal play. You look around this map in the replay, and he's just everywhere. He really is. The docks raid's pushed out, but Matiz had his tanks everywhere, and he just slowly took back the map. He slowly took back the air, and... I think perhaps if Master had thrown just a few spinners into his tanks, he could have done a lot more. He could have done a lot better. He lost a few tank pushes simply because he allowed them to be bombed into the ground.
That is a common mistake which so many people make. Just a single spinner can be enough just to deter a bomber from picking off your forces. If you have nothing in there at all that can shoot at the air, then all it takes is one bomber, and your force will slowly whittle down all the way until it reaches its target. And by that point, it's already had maybe a third or a quarter of it shaved off.
But yeah, and after that, unfortunately, Master wasn't left with a lot of options. He was losing the expansion game. He makes an aggressive push for the centre, and frankly, Mitiz had just got there before him. And at that point, he was doomed. Those turrets, though, that was some nice play. I think that was some experience in command the confrontation, showing there. You got those turrets down, and they really massacred Master's force when it pushed in. And dual laser turrets, absolutely fantastic against commanders.
But clearly, Neptune had a very, very good holiday. He's probably still hungover from it. That's going to be his excuse, I'm sure.
But possibly. Yes, that was it. If
he's got his sunglasses on. He couldn't see what he was doing. That's what it is.
Yeah, if only he'd hadn't got that fantastic tan, he'd have done better.
I'm sure. It's distracting. I mean, when you're playing PA and you glance down at your right arm and you say, "Oh, look how brown I am," you think, "Wow, okay, I'm pretty good looking right now," and that just distracts you completely. I mean, that's particularly a problem for Neptunio. I understand. He's just too good looking.
I think that is the problem.
And he plays at his computer with a mirror against the wall. You see, and he catches sight of himself and thinks, "Oh, I fancy a bit of that." And that's it. The game's been thrown.